We have seen the first matches at the Nitto ATP Finals in Turin, and all of the favourites won their opening match in straight sets, and this is our reaction.
That's right. Round one at the ATP Tour Finals is in the books. And like you said there in the intro, no surprises as yet. And we had Jannik Sinner finishing off day two with, it was a convincing straight sets win in the end, but a very competitive first set against Felix. And now it is 27 consecutive matches won on indoor hard courts. Unbeatable is a strong word, but that's exactly what he's been doing every time he stepped on the court with a roof. Sinner, the clear favourite for the Tour Finals. And what were his odds to win it, JG?
Well, you've read my mind because I was just bringing it up. Maybe you saw me looking at my phone because we was looking at it off stream just now, but I didn't have the reference point. But Jannik Sinner is the favourite, like you said. He's at 1.62. So very clear on the odds. Alcaraz second favourite at 3s. Zverev and Fritz both at 15s. And then everyone else very, very long odds. But yeah, Zverev and Fritz at 15. So it's a two-horse race between Alcaraz and Sinner, according to the bookmakers. I think there's really good value to be made on Taylor Fritz, because if he is to be able to beat Carlos Alcaraz, which is possible, then he, I think, has a really good shot of maybe making the final. Because if he does beat him, you'd think he'd win all his other matches as well. Then we could potentially be seeing a Sinner-Alcaraz semi-final in which Sinner could win, and then we could see a Sinner-Fritz, and you get 15 odds for that. But even then, I wouldn't fancy him because against Jannik Sinner, the guy who is unplayable. So they've done it for a reason. That's how it's sort of playing out. And every match has been straight sets. The favourite has won every single one. Sinner looking very impressive, but so did Felix, to be fair. And I think Felix was really good in the match. Unfortunately for him, he was hampered with the injury. As Jannik Sinner says, it was a tough match until 6-5. He served really well. I had to stay patient. I'm happy to start with a win. It's always important in this format. I hope it's nothing serious for Felix. I wish him a fast recovery. I kind of think it is serious, and I'm not sure now that he can sustain the level he played in that first set for the rest of this tournament. Hopefully it's not, but it's not boding well for him.
I think the bad thing really for him is he's had to come up against Jannik Sinner now twice, and to play that level and to stay at that level is obviously very demanding, and only the top players know what that feels like. He obviously has been to a final recently as well, a lot of tennis, which maybe he's not used to throughout the whole year. And yeah, I think it hampered him. It did look like he was struggling a lot, and Jannik Sinner wasn't helping because he noticed that there was the injury with the left calf. Felix saying, I can't push off on it. And Jannik Sinner was doing some lovely drop shots to bring him into the net, and he couldn't get there. He couldn't run. It was one of those sad sights, like the Del Potro style drop shots from Del Bonis. Yeah, there was no mercy from Jannik Sinner, and I wouldn't expect there to be. He's at home. He's in Italy. Fair play to Felix. He didn't retire, though. So,
and we need to have a conversation about Jannik Sinner's serve on the indoor hard courts. I think when he finds a first serve, there's very little anyone can do because he's so dominant behind it that you could probably argue it is the best serve on tour right now, or the most effective serve. I mean, the stats don't lie. I think he's right up the top of the rankings, if not number one, for both serving and also then returning. So when you've got a player who can do both very important parts of the game in returning and serving better than everyone else, and then can strike the ball harder than everyone else, and then can move very well, you're starting to think this guy's a bit of a robot and there's nothing he can't do. So today, to put it into perspective, he won 89% of his first serves. So out of 36 first serves, he won 32 of them.
Heavy. Yeah, very, very heavy. And the winner count was only 16, but I think the second set being quite short is relevant, but it still had less unforced errors. And look at that, Felix was 17 winners, but 33 unforced errors. And that just goes to show 20 more unforced errors than Jannik Sinner. Just shows he's playing well. It's the best time of year, really, for Jannik Sinner, the indoor hard court swing, and everybody else needs to catch up. And especially, I would say, Sasha Zverev, who we saw do very well. Let's move to that because it's actually the other match from that group, because I know we've had all of the matches. They split them. There's one from each group on each day. But let's cover the other match from that group as well, because it was quite competitive. It was Shelton versus Zverev. Obviously, Shelton's first time at the Tour Finals as well. And he had set points in that second set, did Ben Shelton. He was playing well, very, very hard hit. And he had some of those wow moments when he really just cracks the ball and you just barely see it go past you because he's hit it so hard.
He was overplaying, in my opinion. Overplaying.
A little bit. But that just goes to show what Sasha Zverev is about. You see him, he's just so patient. He just keeps the ball in play, using his experience, crafty different angles with the backhand, with the forehand, different paces. And Shelton eventually either self-destructs, which he did, I believe, on match point, went wide. And there's the unforced errors that are in there. He's not prepared to go that extra mile like you get with your Medvedevs, your Zverevs, like when they just hang in rallies. He just wants to go for that power shot, which will hopefully win the rally, which you can't do that against certain players.
It is his style, and it works fine most of the time. The problem is with him, I feel, because of the occasion and the pressure being his first Tour Finals, I think he's got a point to prove. We know he's a big, powerful player, someone who loves the hard courts as well. I think he's overplaying, overthinking things, and tactically, I don't think he should change. I know what you're saying, but you can't compare him to one of these players because that's not his style. I think his style is what's got him to the dance, and he's an exciting player for that. And I like watching him because of the way he is. He is on the front foot. He is very aggressive. The point is, you've got to tactically do that a little bit better in bigger moments. Maybe take a little bit off it in certain stuff. A bit more variety in his game, and ultimately, we know that he can play at a really high level consistently when the pressure's off. I think the pressure was on him this Tour Finals. We've seen Rublev, when he first come here, how he completely faltered. He was amazing all year that year. When we was doing the watch-alongs, what was it, maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago? And then just collapsed when he got to the Tour Finals. Looked like a shadow of himself. The music, the DJ, everything getting in his head, the lights. I think it's the same thing with Ben Shelton. I saw similarities to what happened to Rublev when he first came in.
I think one of the big takeaways from Ben Shelton in this match as well was how not effective his second serve was. Only won 24% of his second serve points in the entire match against Zverev, 5 out of 21. And if you can't get that first serve in, which is such a big weapon for him, that second serve needs to at least cause a little bit of problem, which it just wasn't doing so. I was surprised he even got to the point in the second set where he was actually nearly won it. That's credit to Zverev. He just used his experience, hung in there, and managed to grab the match point on the first match point. So Ben Shelton, I think that he's a great addition to this Tour Finals. I don't think we're going to see the best of him in this version, but it won't be the last one we ever see him at, that's for sure. Maybe this has something to do with the fact he lost Alex Zverev's record against left-handed players. In his last 37 matches, he's won 36 against lefties. That's pretty impressive, isn't it?
Yeah. Who's the loss? Nadal?
Must be Nadal. Sure, it's got to be Nadal. If it's not Nadal, tell us in the comments.
Oh, he almost beat him, didn't he, Roland Garros, before he rolled his ankle. So maybe that was the loss.
Yeah, possibly. This was quite funny as well. Obviously, between Shelton and Zverev, they had a little funny presser before the tournament started as well. Everybody was having a bit of a laugh where they got asked by one of the reporters who would they prefer to be in the group of, like Sinner or Alcaraz, essentially. And Ben Shelton gave a very elongated answer. And he just essentially was saying, I thought it'd be a cool experience to just play an Italian in Torino, get the in front of the crowd and feel that real experience. And then just cut to Zverev and he just went, Carlos. That was it. And then Ben Shelton just cracks up. So that's really the right answer, I think, that you're going with there. Zverev knows the right answer. Carlos would be the easier matchup out of the two in Italy and on indoor hard court. So Shelton playing to the reporters, I think, a bit there.
I didn't actually see that. That's funny. I'll have to watch it. But one thing I would say with Carlos is do not underestimate him. He was really good against de Minaur in spells. In terms of highlight reel, I think we saw some of the best shots of the tournament, if not the year, in that match. Some really good ones. De Minaur played his part. We know you know what you're going to get with him. I thought there was a moment he was going to take that first set. I know he was live filming a podcast at the time. But I went straight and watched it. I thought he was going to clinch the tie break in the first set. He wasn't able to. And then Alcaraz just sort of steamrolled him in the second set. But some really good moments in there from what I've seen.
Entertaining, wasn't it?
Yeah, Alcaraz is entertainment. Like, he is pure entertainment when he steps out on the court. He's a showman. Some of the shots he does, I think, just gets everyone really pumped and excited.
As well, though, I think now with that racket, he hits a lot more winners, doesn't he?
He does, and I feel he's so precise, de Minaur, more than most players. Like, he really has got so much control about where he's putting the ball on the court. But that's what makes this such an exciting matchup, because he does it. His power has increased, but it's not exactly going to blow Alcaraz off the court because he's so fast, and he'll just run from side to side. So with de Minaur, they both they make a really good matchup. It's a great matchup where you know what's going to happen eventually.
It's a pure popcorn matchup. If you want guaranteed moments on a tennis court and to get lots of long rallies and watch two players sprinting around a tennis court.
I think on any surface as well. I think on clay you would see a good match between these two.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
We have done. Yeah.
And they definitely did get their money's worth in this match. The scoreline doesn't really tell the tale of what actually transpired in the rallies and the match, but it's ultimately the better player came out on top, and that's the main thing in this. Carlos Alcaraz in moments was unplayable, and that is what he brings to the table, which Alex de Minaur is yet to find in his career. But nothing to say that he won't go on and win his next match. Maybe de Minaur, he's really under the pressure now. He's lost one, needs to win the next one. Who's it going to be against? Is it against Musetti? I think it's against Musetti.
Yeah, Musetti. So it is tomorrow, Ben. So we have Alcaraz, Fritz, and then Musetti, de Minaur in the evening.
I saw Morgado put out a tweet as well saying that Alcaraz has never played a night match or something at the Tour Finals. Is this true? I don't know. There's people questioning him underneath. But I don't know why that would be a thing. Maybe it's because there's always, they want an Italian.
He never gets out the group.
bit harsh. Taylor Fritz is obviously the other person that we need to speak about from the group, and obviously beat Lorenzo Musetti. I know that we touched on it just a bit at the start, but he is the main threat to Carlos Alcaraz in the group. This is sort of the decider, really, isn't it? I would say in this group. Yeah,
and Fritz is having his best ever year. I don't know if I can find the stat now, but I know he's equaled the amount of wins he did a few years ago. And I think he's got a bit of confidence from already beating Alcaraz this year. Granted, it was kind of in an exhibition at the Laver Cup, but he knows he can do it. He's got the game to do it. He's always been one of the best players in the world, but he struggled when he plays the big matches. He hates playing Novak Djokovic, so he'd be pleased he doesn't have to play him, that's for sure, because that probably would have been another loss to the record. So now without Novak Djokovic, he's got Lorenzo Musetti, which is a nicer matchup for him. But sorry, it is Lorenzo Musetti, right?
He just beat Musetti. He's playing Alcaraz next, and then
he's already beaten Musetti, which is obviously a nicer matchup than that of Novak Djokovic. But this one against Alcaraz, it's going to be tough. And I don't know which way it's going to go, because I think he's got the ability to beat him, as I've said.
Yeah, Alcaraz, a heavy favourite, though, still obviously winning their last meeting in a final in straight sets. He's a 1.2. Fritz at 4.5, if anybody fancies a punt on that one. like you said, he's having the best year of his life, and this is like a different court. It's like fast, indoor hard court as well. So the serve really does play a factor, and Taylor Fritz uses that. He pushes it very, very far out wide, so he really dominates the court on his first serve when he gets it in. He just has to keep the mental side of the game up to a certain level at the business end of the set, and that's all he needs against Carlos. I say all, and
not easy, no.
it's one of the hardest things in tennis. But I've got another little stat here, which I just thought was just bizarre, and I think anybody seeing this will think this is a bit crazy. We were speaking about Zverev. Obviously, he's the number 3 player in the world this year. And let's have a look at the ranking points there. And you see how far he is behind Jannik Sinner. And I think, what is that? 5,040 points. Is that right? Behind second place. So that's even more points than he has for the year, is how much he's behind Jannik Sinner. And the difference between him and 1,000 in the world is less than between him and Jannik Sinner.
Wow.
Which is insane.
I don't suppose that's ever happened before.
I don't know.
Or maybe it has, but
blows my mind a little bit though. Between 2 and 3 in the world, and between 3 and 1,000.
Well, and it would have been bigger. Let's be fair. If Sinner didn't miss, 3 months of the tour, this gap would have been a bigger gap, because it would have been that of, I think, Zverev to Alcaraz, because Sinner would have been, I think, number 1.
It's crazy, isn't it? I mean, what these two are doing at the top and how well they're playing. I'm quite interested to see how people see the next matches going, though. After those first round matches, what are the takeaways from all the tennis fans? Like, do you see Alcaraz now storming the group? Was that an impressive enough performance to think he's going to win every single group match and then go on and now take what could potentially be his first ATP Tour Finals? If he plays well enough, he has the ability on any surface.
I don't think we can read much into these first round matches at all, because all of the favourites won, and in a way which I was expecting them to win. I think the only thing I would say is Minaur impressed me a little bit more than I was expecting, and he was close in that first set. Everything else went exactly to plan. The real match does start tomorrow, and hopefully we can bring an episode tomorrow, because I think that is going to be really defining. We're going to have a really good idea on how these two groups are going to be looking after tomorrow, because we've got some big matchups and some decisive matchups. As you can see right now, it doesn't mean much, because I was expecting that combination of players to win. You could have made a case, maybe Ben Shelton to create a surprise and beat Zverev, but now I feel like another one takeaway we could maybe have is that Ben Shelton is really struggling with this occasion, and I think this year's come too soon for him.
Exactly. So I think that's pretty much it for a roundup of the first round matches. I just wanted to end with this one. I thought it was quite a funny post. It's not related to the Tour Finals.
Sinner's girlfriend?
Well, you can go to Sinner's girlfriend if you want. We'll go there next, then we'll finish on this. Here we go.
That's what the fans want, man.
Okay, here's Sinner's girlfriend. Here she is. Oh, they zoom in on her as well. That's nice of them, isn't it? What's her name? Layla Hasasonovich. There you go.
So how's she famous, Ben? Do you know much about
her? For being Sinner's girlfriend? She's famous for? I don't know. I've not ever heard of her. So don't shoot me. But yeah, this is the first time I've ever heard her name.
Yeah, first public appearance, I feel, of the girlfriend. Maybe we'll do a news video at some point discussing all the love, all their relationship and their love life. Ben loves them ones.
Well, I was only saying to you, I was hoping that maybe Jannik Sinner could get together with like a Leylah Fernandez or someone like this. Let's have a power couple back. Why can't Alcaraz get together? Because we have Alcaraz, Raducanu, maybe.
What about Tsitsipas and Badoza? Are they still together?
I don't know. Well, Tsitsipas was actually on court, wasn't he, at the end of the Athens Open? He went there, stood between the two finalists, and was there like big brother in them, like an arm over each shoulder. He couldn't play. I think he was injured or whatnot. But yeah, he was there just obviously being in Greece. And the winner of the tournament, he said on Instagram after winning his 101 title, he had to celebrate it with obviously 101 Dalmatian. Of course. What a great
Is this
photo.
the one you wanted to share?
Yeah, this is the one.
Oh, that's funny because I was actually going to bring this up earlier. I didn't know you'd seen it.
Yeah,
so I'm really happy you found
a
this.
genius post from Novak Djokovic, and I didn't even think that this would be on his mind, like 101. But yeah, of course.
It was on mine. It was instantly on mine. When I saw 101, I was thinking of the 101 Dalmatian. So I'm glad he's done it.
Legendary.
Is it real though, or is it AI? That's the thing nowadays. No one ever knows.
If it's Djokovic, he's got the money to make it real, surely. If not, then it's pretty good AI.
You never know what to trust nowadays. But let's wrap it up there. Thanks everyone for watching. If you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and let us know your thoughts from the day one action or round one action of the groups at the ATP Finals. We've got some really decisive matches today because we're past midnight, and looking forward to watching them all.
That's it. See you for more action tomorrow.